So, hello you guys, it's Phantom, and welcome back to another episode of the Ask Phantom podcast. So, this is the second episode. Oh, also, I have great news, you guys. I have great news. Great news. Oh my gosh. So, this morning, it's still super early. So this morning, right at I don't know, maybe 10 this morning, I think. Well, 10 for me. It depends because I have some people that watch later, or the time zone is different for some people. But, earlier today, I think 4 hours ago, if I'm right, or a little bit earlier than that, because I woke up super early today, so I could be off by a lot, but earlier today, as I said, I told you guys that I submitted my podcast to Apple Podcasts, and after a couple of days of, waiting around, it got approved, you guys. It got approved! We got approved. So we're on, Apple Podcasts now, as well as Anchor, Spotify, and is that it? Yeah, Anchor, Spotify, and I'm trying to get it on Pandora. I don't know if it's gonna be accepted or not. I'm just gonna have to, wait and see. But for this episode of the Ask Phantom podcast, in this episode, I'm going to be talking about how to, oh gosh, not really make it in the YouTube industry, but how to get more affiliated with people, or whatever, how to make friendships or whatever, friendships that could lead into partnerships. So as you guys know, or how to meet people and how to befriend people in the YouTube gaming industry and stuff like that, or just in the YouTube industry in general, because you have to know people that have the same interests. You want to know people that have the same interest as you, right? So, for me, for example, my interest is making gaming videos on YouTube, and I mainly met, so basically, in this day and age, you meet a lot of people, especially, people in the world of YouTube through, I guess, Twitter, because that's where people are most active, is on Twitter. I'm pretty active on Twitter. Oh my gosh, okay. Sorry, I just got an email, okay, I don't know what this is for. I think this is for, a new podcast, I don't know. Sorry. So, now that that's out of the way, basically, how to meet people and how to network with people in this industry, in the YouTube industry, is not just gaming in general, but in the YouTube industry, is through social media, let's say Twitter, for example. Twitter is a big one because we use Twitter for everything nowadays. Twitter or Instagram is a big one, and Snapchat is also pretty big. Snapchat's okay if you want to, if if you want to get in touch with like your followers or whatever, or like your followers or your friends or whatever. But I mean, Snapchat operates differently than like other social medias does, because than other social medias do, because of like the platform and everything. So like you see these huge creators, right, getting like verified badges on Snapchat and all that stuff and stuff like that, and it works differently. It works differently than how you say like how the Instagram algorithm works or how the YouTube algorithm works. I mean, it does work differently. Don't get me wrong. It works very differently than like a YouTube algorithm would. So basically, how to get to know people in this industry is, I mean, okay, for me, the Sims platform is huge. Like I know people that have done YouTube for a long time, like um Real Jessica 92. Real Jessica 92. She's done YouTube for a long time. She's like, okay, I don't really know what her situation is, but um she's not just a YouTuber, she's also a parent, so I understand why she said something about like potentially leaving YouTube. I mean, I don't know. I haven't watched her in a while. I follow her on social media though. I follow her on Twitter. Though, like I do a lot of other people in this community. So basically, how I got my start was, or how I met these people, I either met them through YouTube or Twitter or both. Um, or like, not how I met these people, but how I networked with people, I guess. Like Twitter is good. Twitter is good for networking. And for everything. And I mean, Twitter is pretty big now. I mean, Twitter's always been big, but um, we mainly use it to, I guess, find new people, find new Simmers in the community. Like, a lot of the people that follow me on Twitter are Simmers, which are people that play The Sims, or like play The Sims and post it to YouTube and, have YouTube channels out of it. And so usually that's how I find new people to watch, or like new people to watch, new people to subscribe to. Or if you want to collab with people, you just tweet them, or whatever. I mean, that's usually what I do. I don't collab much on my gaming channel, but if I ever wanted to, let's say if I ever wanted someone to, I guess, guest star on the podcast with me and talk about their experience, as I said, then I could tweet them or whatever, and then we could like film a podcast episode together. So yeah, basically networking is a huge thing, or how to how to grow your career and how to do stuff like that is through networking. Um, you want to you don't just want to like watch someone's video or something like that, for example, and and then and then them not do it for you. Like you need to be engaging, really. I think it's pretty much all about engagement, and it's all about engagement, and it's about being consistent. I mean, there are times that I have filming slumps, and I don't film every single day. I don't film every day, but well, I film pretty much every day, but that's not what I mean. What I mean is I go through things called like what I call slumps, what I call filming slumps, of what I don't know what to film, or like I'm not in the mood to film that day. So like, don't pressure yourself to film. As I've said before, do not pressure yourself to film or do whatever it is that you do if you don't feel inspired to. And maybe, I don't know, like maybe watch a couple videos of somebody else, or maybe read, or watch a movie or something until you feel, like, just an example, until you feel like inspired enough to make videos or do whatever it is that you're doing. Because I have been in slumps before where I have all these ideas, and it's like I don't know what to film, or I don't know what to do for today, or I mean, yes, it comes easy for me, but just because my job comes somewhat easy for me, it doesn't mean it's easy all the time. Like, I do have slumps. I do have days where I'm just like worn down or whatever. But I mean, people have been in the same boat out there. Like, let's say you're just starting out your channel and you don't know what to do. Like, basically, I don't know. Or, I don't know. Like, start out your channel and you don't know what to do. Like, let's say if you have a gaming channel or a book channel or whatever, or whatever channel. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I have had slumps before, and I have like videos that I sit down and I film, or whatever, like my book channel, for example. My book channel. So I don't film on that channel every day. I basically, what gets me inspired to film for that channel is basically what gets me inspired to film content for that channel, for the Evangeline Official series channel, is let's see, what is it? Oh yeah, writing. So I write a lot, as you guys know, because I have a book series on Wattpad. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry if you can hear that. It's the freaking air conditioner or the heater or whatever. I'm sorry. I have no control over the noise. So I apologize. But yeah, my book series, for example, if I spend a couple days writing whatever book it is that I'm writing, which I have several books that I write for my book series, and then I sit down and I analyze and I talk about, like, I do character analysis videos. I talk about certain things. I talk about upcoming books or whatever. And usually it gets me usually writing gets me inspired to film. Like, I can't just sit down and say, oh, I'm gonna film for the Evangeline official channel when I have no idea what to talk about for that video. And so basically, I take time to write, I take time to read, really, and I take time to just relax and chill and just get my mind focused on one thing. And yeah. So I guess this episode should be called how to how to grow your business, or like tips on something, or like how to, I guess, how I grew this business, and how you can do the same. Like, I mean, this doesn't just apply to YouTube. This could apply to anything. So, like, or how to, I don't know, how to get inspired / how to grow your audience or whatever. It doesn't really matter what you do, because, as I said, this podcast applies to anybody. And like, you know, not just me, not just YouTube, but like how to gain whatever. Or I guess you could say, like, how to, I don't know, grow your business, or how to start your career or something. I really don't know what to call this. So yeah, you basically just take time for yourself to, I don't know, reflect on things. It's basically what I do. I take time for myself every day to try to sit down and write. Sometimes I don't update books every day either, because sometimes I'm tired. Because, I mean, my schedule is so bad. My schedule is so bad. Basically meaning, like, my sleep schedule is bad, because I go to bed late and I wake up, like, super early in the morning. I mean, it's fine. I don't really have anywhere to be, but, pretty much how to, I don't know, like, how to gain more of an audience for whatever it is that you do. You just have to work at it. You have to know the right people. You have to be willing to talk to people that are interested in what it is that you're doing. So you don't feel like the odd one out, you know? Or it's like, so it's like, you don't feel like the odd one out. You don't feel like the odd one out if you do this, or if you do one thing and then another person has the same interest as you. It doesn't feel as odd, because then you could find a whole community of whatever it is that you do. And so, with that said, I'm going to move on to, like, things regarding videographers, like, things like, should you upload every day? Should you do should you upload every day? Should you film every day? Or, or should you do blah 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 every day? And it's like, no, you shouldn't. Well, you should be consistent. is what I'm trying to say. You should be consistent, but you shouldn't upload every single day. I mean, it depends, depending on how much you film. I mean, it depends, depending on, like, how much the machinery can handle. Basically, like, what you're using. Like, for example, if you're using a Windows or like, if you're using a PC or a laptop to film on, and how much storage it has, and, all that stuff. Because some computers can't handle a lot of files. So basically what I do when I film, basically what I do after I film is let's see, I title the video what I want to title it, and then I upload it, put it to a playlist, and so on and so forth. And then after that, I usually delete it because my computer doesn't have a lot of space. Maybe because the stuff that I have on my computer, which is a necessity, like The Sims 3 and The Sims 4. For me, that's a necessity because of what I do. I'm a gaming videographer, which is a YouTuber, basically. So that is a necessity for what I do. That is a necessity because when you have a gaming channel, you have to have the video games you're gonna film with. And then you have to have, like, the proper recording software. Maybe in the next episode I'll go into, like, what recording software you should use. Or what recording software is best for having a YouTube channel, because that's a pretty big important thing, because you have to know, like, you have to talk in a way where people can hear you clearly, where people can understand what you're saying, and so on. And then all that stuff. I mean, there is OBS, there is a few other things, but I mean, OBS is one of the best apps to use in my opinion, but I'll go into that. I will go into that in the next episode, but for now, like, how to like, how you get to know people in this industry, or whatever industry you work in or want to work in. Me, for example, my industry is YouTube and the author, and the, like, self-published author type of industry. I wanted to be a part of the music industry way back when, but I gave up on that because it just didn't seem practical to me at the time. Plus, I wasn't really inspired at that time to do that. So, yeah, I don't really know what else to say on that topic, but other than that, I'd say being consistent is pretty important in my line of work, because there have been times where, let's say, I didn't upload for a couple of months. Like, last year, I didn't start uploading again until May of this year, meaning, like, the school year and stuff, because I did this in school. Oh, you know what I mean. I did this whilst I was in school. But now that I'm out of school, I can do YouTube full time. I can work on other things, like this podcast, for example. Like, for example, I wouldn't be able to do this podcast if I didn't have the time for it. And I'm just glad that I waited how long I did. And I mean, just get to know people that are interested in the same type of career path as you are. Like, you don't have to be an entrepreneur or or a gamer or an author to get to know people in a certain type of field. Like, you can be a photographer, or you can be a photographer, or you can be an editor or a writer or a journalist or whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. It's limitless. But in my case, I chose a different route for my path in life, which was being an influencer and among other things, because that was what I was good at. That's what I was interested in. Even wanted to go to college for that. Honestly, but I mean, it's okay. So, yeah, pretty much just find groups of people that have the same interests as you, and basically, for what I do, Twitter has helped, social media has helped with that. Oops, sorry. Like, social media has helped with that. So, yeah, like, social media has helped with that, and I guess talking to friends and colleagues has helped with that as well. Because I know some people that have done YouTube for a while and have gone through like slumps where they don't record, and some people don't seem to understand, like, on the other end. Sometimes the viewers don't seem to understand what it is that a creator goes through personally. Which, I mean, it's not their job to understand. Like, it's not their job to understand that. But the fact that, like, over the years, I've seen people that, I mean, it doesn't matter if you have to be friends with them or not or whatever, but over the years, I have seen people, like, viewers, it could be anybody. I'm not calling anyone out. Like, it could be anyone, because, everyone's guilty of that type of thing. But, like, saying things along the line of, or commenting things along the line of, why aren't you uploading, and why aren't you doing this, and blah blah blah, and like blah 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 blah. And it's like, we have lives too. Like, we're not just all happy we're not just all happy all the time. Sometimes we could be, or we're not just like committed to one thing. We could be committed, like, people could be committed to several things. Like, there are some people that I know that have YouTube channels and they do sports. Like, you know, like they have YouTube channels and they do sports, or they or they're in school, or they're in college, or they have jobs or whatever. And I mean, that usually happens. That doesn't happen to, like, the small YouTubers, really. It seems to happen to the ones that, like, have a huge following. Like, I mean, I knew someone that went through that because she, or they, if you guys know who I'm talking about, I could be talking about anybody, but, I knew this YouTuber that had a really big following. She went, by the name of Halo on YouTube, if you guys remember. If you guys were around in 2016, in, like, the time of 2016, when they were, like, really big. I mean, it could be anyone, not just Halo. It could be anybody. It could be any big YouTuber out there. But I've noticed that the ones that are, like, mostly, not, like, mostly affected, but, you know, for that sort of reason of people asking questions of, why aren't you uploading, and you need to upload more, and blah, and, like, all that stuff. And it's like, they have like, we have lives, people. Like, honestly, like, we have lives outside of our hobbies and our jobs and everything. Like, I mean, I devote a lot of my time to my job, but I need to take breaks. You know, I need to have time for myself. I need to de-stress, you know, because I do not handle certain things very well. I don't handle stress very well, and I don't like stressing myself out. So, oh my gosh, you guys. Oh gosh, I think I found my friend's channel. Oh my gosh. Guys. Oh my gosh. You guys. So I was just looking on YouTube while recording this, and I literally think I could be wrong. I think I found one of my friends' channels, who I thought wasn't uploading anymore. So, like, I'm really excited about that. Like, I can just sort of tell because of the artwork style that they have on their channel or whatever, but that's not the point. It's not the point. But yeah. So pretty much I I mean, I haven't really been subject to that type of popularity where, where you get so big that where you get so big that you have people that are like, why don't you upload anymore? Why don't you do this anymore? Why, or like blah blah blah. And it's like, sometimes people don't want to like explain everything, which is okay. I mean, it's normal to have like a private life, but just don't do that. Like, that's one thing that I'd want to avoid if I ever got big. I mean, I doubt I'd avoid that. If I ever got big, which I probably would have been, but I mean, it's fine. I probably would have been, but it's cool. So, yeah. In other news, in other news, this podcast could go from like advice to story time, not to like story times. Well, not just story times, but like advice story times. Or I can like answer questions or whatever, you know. So I mean, I don't know what else I'm planning on doing, but for right now, that's what my main plan is. And so yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna really talk about for this episode. And thank you guys for tuning in, for watching this, or for listening to this. You'll watch it if you're on YouTube, and you'll listen if you're, you know, on Spotify, Anchor, or Apple. So yeah, that's all I really have to say for this podcast, because I've been filming for almost 40 minutes, and I kind of don't really know what to say anymore. So I'm gonna go, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos. And be sure to listen on Apple Podcasts when you guys can officially find it, which it will be there, I think. I think all of the episodes will be there on, gosh, what day is it? I think Thursday, because they said 2 days. So, yeah. But for now, it's available on Spotify. Spotify, Apple. It'll be there in 2 days. Spotify. Anchor. I literally forgot for a second. My mind went blank. Spotify, Anchor, and Apple Podcasts on Thursday. So that's pretty much it for the second episode. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.